There we go.
Hey,
Hey, how
yo.
you doing, Steven?
All right, how's it going, guys?
I'm
Good.
doing all right.
What's going
Trey,
on?
take it away, my boy.
Take it away. All right.
Yes, sir.
This is Stephen Hodge, candidate under independent, correct?
That is correct.
Uh,
Right in, candidate.
a right.
Make sure
I'm
yeah,
sorry, a write-in candidate, meaning his name will not be on the ballot. And since we started off like that, can you explain why you're a write-in candidate and not a on-ballot candidate?
well, I decided to go as a write-in candidate because it was just too many candidates jumping into the race in order to keep other people from getting those actual petitions signed. So I'm sick of the games that all these politicians are playing, and we're the only ones that's suffering from it. So I decided to go in as a write-in, and they still don't even know I'm in the race. Some do, some don't, but yeah, that's why I decided to go as a write-in.
Okay. What made you? Because if I'm not mistaken, this is your second stint trying to run for mayor.
Well, the first in 2019, I decided to try it to see what it would be like, to see if I would still be interested in trying it again. 2019 was just a test run,
Okay.
and this time it's a full fledged. I want to win this race. I want to make a change for this city, for make a future for our children, because we're losing them too fast. You know, our children should be burying us as their parents, but we're burying our children, and that's just too much.
Definitely. No, that's facts. If you won this race, what would be your first, what would be your plans to change in the city or leading the city to a better future?
My first two things to tackle is to reestablish the police department, reestablish the schools. Uh, they're so outdated. Our children's school system, and I have two that's in it, and it's ridiculous, man. It's unsafe. There's so much drugs. You don't even know when the next time somebody's going to go to your child's school and shoot it up. There's no safety, no nothing. But as far as the police department and crime, crime has constantly been rising and rising for since Mayor Daley.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing been done about it because they don't care so much about our neighborhoods as they do the Gold Coast, as they do the North Side. And I'm the type of person that, and if you saw my card, it says one city, one goal, one path, and there's only one solution. If you guys, if we don't think outside the box in this election, and if people still think that their vote doesn't count, you're sadly mistaken. Because if any of those other individuals get in, and I'm not saying it just because I'm the one running, but if any of those individuals get in, our city is doomed as far. I can't even imagine what we're going to go through and the next 4 years. We can't sit back and think of it as like we do our sports teams, the Bears, the Bulls, the Cubs. Oh, we'll get it next time. Next time is right now.
Right.
We got it. We got to do this right now.
Exactly.
I mean, little boys are coming up missing. I'm getting notices every other day that a little boy came up missing now. A little boy came up missing here. These kids, now I just received one where a little 14-year-old girl is missing. These people, and there's no accountability about where our young black people or young black kids are going.
Exactly.
So
And you hear stories like that over and over and over again. You hear so many of them. But it's like every politician when they come in, the first thing they say is more police, more police. And it's like from my knowledge, it's like it's been if you keep doing the same answer at a problem and you keep getting the same result, when do we come to our senses and change the solution?
Well, the solution is, this is the solution to the actual problem. It's not the police. It's the direction of the individuals above the police that's giving them the orders to follow. If you have somebody that actually wants to do the job, and it's not something about what I get out of it. See, if I don't make it right for you, it's not going to be right for me. Because anything that you do, it trickles down to me, because even though my neighborhood is called Chinatown, K-Town, Inglewood, Edgewater, whatever it's called, it's still one city. You know, and they're starting to figure that out, that it's not just on the south side, it's not just on the west side, it's trickling down everywhere. As they say, that little saying, shit rolls downhill. It's rolling, and now they starting to feel it.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
As for, I heard you say you wanted to do something with the police department. What is the thing that you're proceeding to do that would possibly change the police department to make them a better force?
Well, you know, my background is pretty much executive protection, law enforcement. But I have a plan for the police department, and it's not. In order for us to do something right, we have to change what's in there. So I'm going to put together a task force. The task force is going to be derived from everybody that's in the academy, not anybody that's already on the police department. I want untainted people, not people that's been in there for years and years, that knows the system inside and out, got connections on the street here, connections on the street there. I can't use you. I want the babies. I want the babies right out of the academy. And so I'm gonna start off with the 40 officers, 2 K9 units, 3 bus drivers. I'm going to commandeer 3 buses from CTA. One's going to be the office, roving office. One's going to be an ambulance service. So if anyone gets injured, mom and dad is not saying, well, we're not even trying to take care of our own children. No, I'm not a racist person. It's not black and white to me. It's right and wrong. And that's what we got to deal with.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact, though.
is it any kind of like what's your plans to like target the youth? Because other than law enforcement, like what we doing for the kids, to occupy them, to deter them from, what they got going on now.
Well, this is what happened. When I was growing up, I was born and raised in Cabrini Green. I had gang members all around me, brothers. And what kept me out of the gangs and kept me out of trouble was sports, was that coach. And I feel we need to get back to that. Our city has taken that away from us. Everything that the children need to do now, they had to go outside their community and pay when it was free. I don't know if you guys know what Orr High School is, but Orr High School, we used to go out there and play basketball for hours and hours with the kids before they tore down the courts. Yes.
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, before they tore down the courts, we used to play basketball all the time with the kids. Kept them out of trouble, respected their adults, and they walked past the adults and said, hey, good morning, ma'am. We still had them where they were respectful. There was a vacant lot. Andre, you remember this on Kentville and Augusta, where we used to play football with the guys.
Yeah.
We would be block by block. We'll play football block to block. But it took the men to get out there and do it with them, instead of sitting back saying, well, it's not my kid. It didn't matter if it was your kid. If it is your kid and they're out there shooting, that bullet don't have a name.
Right.
No, that's for sure.
As for park district, you know, we grew up city kids. And we have park districts. What's your plan for the park districts? Because they are highly defunded. They don't have programs like they used to. The sports programs aren't funded. So now you have to, like you said, step out of the community. So what will be your plans as for the park districts?
Well, the park districts, you know, I actually volunteer at the park district. I do the volunteer martial arts. I do the training for the youth in the martial arts. But the issue is that where's that money going that is already allocated for those park districts?
Mm-hmm.
See, everybody's asking those questions about what are you going to do? No, give me the opportunity to show you what I'm going to do. Not what can we do. What I'm going to do is I need that opportunity to show you, because until you actually see the books inside the city, we don't know what state it's in. I mean,
Okay.
she can put anything for the public to see,
Mm-hmm.
but you actually have to see that book to say, okay, this is where this money is at. We got to find it. We got to locate all this money that's been taken in from tickets, from parking,
Mm-hmm.
and all. You know, you have to find that money to make sure it's where it's supposed to be,
Exactly.
and then we can go from there. But for me to say I'm going to do this for the park districts, I couldn't tell you that because I don't know where the money is.
Okay.
I only know where the money is, what she's telling us where the money is.
Right.
This is how much money we got out there. Is it really? I don't think so. Let's find out where the real money is.
Receipt set.
That's correct.
So my next question is, you gonna get rid of them damn red lights?
The red lights, I don't have a problem with them being by the parks because of the kids going back and forth.
I can deal with the parks.
But if they're out of pocket
Parks
just
make
on the
sense.
side street and has no actually real, like there's one, I think I saw one the other day on
It's everywhere in
Pulaski
Chicago.
by the fire department. You don't need it there. Why is it there? And it's only in our neighborhoods. And it's funny that you can utilize those same cameras to give us a ticket when we run or speed, but all these
Can't
guys
find
that's
the
running through the
criminals.
neighborhood shooting it up, and we can't use those cameras to find not a one.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't understand it.
Work where they want them to work at, right?
Yeah, I'd be confused at that.
Yeah.
You catch somebody speeding clear as day through a light, but when it comes to somebody committing a crime, you don't see no footage almost.
Yeah.
and that's what they were supposed to do. We have triangular cameras where if you make a gunshot, it's supposed to triangle that where that gunshot
into that radius.
came from. Yes.
Right.
And they're all in our neighborhoods. They're nowhere else. They're in our neighborhoods. Like we're the only ones that have guns and shoot. But
Exactly.
We're the only ones.
We just saw that young kid going up to the schools and shooting up the schools, right?
Yeah,
and it wasn't an African American, and this isn't racial, but
yeah, about that every day.
Yes, sir.
So, one of y'all got another question? Because I got a couple more.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so for gun owners, the protection, I don't even know what to call this new law that they got going on. That
the safety law coming up.
Yeah, which I call it the purge law. That's what it's basically called. Would you buckle down on gun laws, or would you just say I'm down with the with my Second Amendment?
It's not about the gun laws. The laws are the laws. The problem is here's the issue. It's the fingers on the triggers that I'm worried about. If you're 19, you're not even old enough in Illinois to buy a gun.
Exactly.
If you're 12 and 13, you're not old enough in Illinois to buy a gun. So how are you getting it?
Exactly.
Let's not pretend for 1 second that those guns are not coming back on the street. Okay.
Mhm.
I have an issue, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I have a huge issue with the gun buyback system.
I don't like it.
2019, when I was running for mayor then, I asked to let me utilize and see the sheets from the 5 years prior of gun buybacks.
Mhm.
And I said, then let's do a gun buyback. But I want to see the paperwork from the previous ones.
Yeah.
You guess what they did? They did that gun buyback without me.
Mhm.
What does that tell you?
They
I was
had
on the
you.
right track and I knew where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Because if those guns came back, so figure it like this. You have a kid shot with one of those guns. You
Mhm.
get no justice, because now I take that gun back and I pay you for it. I
Mhm.
give you $100 for that gun. You just shot and killed my kid with that weapon, and I can't ask you a question. Makes no sense to me.
No, not
That's
at all.
telling me now you just got away with murder. Not only that, now I got the evidence off the street that I put that gun on the street, back off the street.
Yeah, that don't make no sense at all. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
buyback's crazy.
backwards stuff going on, because a lot of those guns in the streets definitely be illegal. You know, they're not going to buy the guns themselves, and then that's rarely the case.
Right.
And I'm not going to forget about the train on the south side either. But we need to find out
Mhm.
who that individual is within that railroad system that's telling them
Mhm.
about that car number that has those guns on it, that's solely trekking through the south side of Chicago.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about, for sure.
The issue is not where the issue is. The issue is that they're not caring enough, or caring enough about us to deal
Mhm.
with the issue.
Exactly.
One, the people, our people, Hispanic people, we need to get our minds together. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I don't care that people drink, and I don't care that people smoke weed, but they're taking your mind away. And when I
Mhm.
teach martial arts, I tell everybody, if you can't think, you can't fight. If you're angry, you can't fight. So they keep your mind sedated. They was happy to let our brothers and sisters smoke that weed. And now it's added a lot of chemicals to it that imbalance your brain. But our brothers and sisters are not seeing that. And I'm not saying take away your right to smoke weed, but I'm saying think about what they're doing.
Mhm.
So,
That's true. It
I
is.
mean, if it was weed grown naturally, it might not be a problem because it's natural. But when they start putting all the other stuff into it that makes it stronger and stronger, and everybody wants to try it, and now we got the zombie apocalypse outside our door. What are you going to do? Same thing with the alcohol.
Mhm. That's a
But
fact. And man, America, they just want to make a dollar.
yes,
Any
sir.
way to make a dollar, they go get it, no matter who in the way, who they got
You
to run
got
over.
it. You
Oh
got
yeah.
it, brother. And you're collateral damage.
Mhm.
We're collateral damage. We're the pawn. We're
Yeah.
the ones that they send out first. Let's try it on them. They don't care.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, but
And
that's on every
that's
level.
embedded in the DNA of America.
That's not with the substances. That's with the food. That's with everything. That's with the house.
Definitely.
That's with the
Everything.
from top to bottom. That's
That's a fact.
that's
But no, he said something that was key. A lot of times we be wondering, what's the solution, and we be looking for a savior. But I feel like you just said something that was very valuable. It's the mind. If everybody got their mind together, you know, we can accomplish a lot of things as a race, you know, as a community, as a village. You know, they got us, we so distracted and so divided that we can't even see, you know, the real problems. Everybody got a problem. You got a problem, I got a problem, but it's like we all on earth together. We all in this community together. You know what I mean? Let's get on one accord. And they keep us divided so many ways that, you know, as a race, you know, as we're talking race related, you know, it's so broken up, you know.
Yes,
And
sir.
they just keep us divided, man. But once everybody get their man together and everybody get on one accord, and you know, everybody start loving themselves and really getting back to morals, I think I think it started with the community. You know, that's what I think aldermen in Chicago aren't held, their feet aren't held to the fire enough.
Well,
What
here's the
y'all think
thing.
about that?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question for
Steve.
Steve. Was have you ever held like a local political position, you know, prior to, you know, having your writ in?
No, I've never thought about politics. And the truth of the matter is, this isn't about the politics for me. It's about the future of our families. It's about the future of our blocks. It's about the future of our neighborhoods. It's about our children being able to grow up, our adults, our elderly being able to sit on their front porch without having to worry about me trying to get up out of the chair before the gunshot hits me. I'm tired, bro. It's, you know, one day I'm gonna tell you a little story. One day I was driving and I was on my way to work. Now I see this vehicle, a conversion van, and there's 3 young men in it. There's 3 in the back and 1 driving. So it's 4 young men in it. And it's driving on the routes of the schools, the grade schools, and then over by Orr, trying to coach the little girls into the van. Now I'm staying with the van because it could have been my niece, could have been my daughter, you know, it could have been my sister. But I'm calling it in, giving them the plate information. Do you know CPD never showed up? Wow. As they're trying to get like 5, 10-year-old little girls pulled into the car. Never showed up. So we keep talking about we need a change, but none of us wanted to step up and do the change. So I'm stepping up and saying I'm going to be that change and not ask for the change.
Exactly.
The change has to come from me, you know. And it's funny because I feel that I know I'm on the right path with this because I'm getting so much blowback from the other. I put my signs out next to Willie Wilson's. My signs come up missing or thrown in the street. You know, people telling me, well, you need so much money to run a race. No, I need votes. I need people to hear me and see what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish. So I don't need $1 to run a race. I need the votes to win. Willie Wilson, everybody's telling me, well, Willie Wilson did this. I said, okay, what is Willie Wilson really doing to you, though?
You know, Willie gave him that gas.
Yeah.
That's how they work, man. That's how these politicians work.
Tax write-off.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I said and the thing is, it's not just he doesn't have just one tax write-off. If you think about it, he could tax write off about 3 times because he's got his own church, charitable donations, and 9 times out of 10 where he gave
Willie
you
got a church.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Willie is funny.
I tell people, and I just had a conversation with a young man the other day, and I was telling him, I'm like, okay, you got to think about it like this. A lot of people think that money is power, but it's not. Money's not the power. Money dictates what you're going to do, because let's take Oprah Winfrey for example. Was Oprah Winfrey powerful before or after she had money?
I'm gonna say after. I think she had power. She had influence before, but you know the money enhanced it for sure.
Well,
Backed by dollars make a difference.
well, the thing is that when she started accumulating her money, she was able to buy more power, your power. So I can utilize you, my brother, as I'll pay you this amount of money to utilize your mind, your thinking, your ability to do things for me to make me look better. Now you done generated more power for me. Do you understand? It's not that her money is doing anything. It's her mindset that's giving you the idea that you're more powerful than you really are.
I get you.
And that's what people are not gravitating towards. It's not their money that's powerful. It's them, because we're giving them our power. Every time, and Willie Wilson, we talk about Willie Wilson, he's in the race. Every time he takes you to go get a tank of gas, he's trying to buy your power for what, $40, $50, whatever it takes to fill up your gas tank now.
Yeah, that's how these people think. That's how they train. You know,
But
that's how the politicians got the people trained.
yeah, and we're not seeing that. So my campaign has been all the time is like, start thinking outside the box, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My sisters and brothers, y'all need to start thinking outside the box. Look at what they're really trying to do. You saying your vote don't count. Your vote is not worthless. I'm trying to show you how precious your vote is. If you vote in the right person and stop letting them dictate to you when you go to church, your pastor is telling you, well, we're going to vote for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought God said, if you want something, you show me that you want it first, and I'll stand by your side.
I feel like that's definitely deep. I feel like they should give like every mayor that comes in a grade. You know, like it should be a grading system for these politicians, because they come in, suck up money and leave out,
And don't
it's
do
just like a
anything.
wrestling match. It's like a wrestling match. It's like the
Mhm.
WWE, but with real people lives. And it's like, these people fight for our votes, but then don't change nothing. I haven't even seen the upgrade to some of these parks in the city. Like they go steal your vote and you can't even get a new swing set. Like that's crazy. Or even a grocery store, like so it's I definitely
Well,
feel where
your
you coming
taxes
from
get
and
raised so far up your ass that you can't smell shit.
exactly. Yeah, I feel where you coming from, Stephen, but it's like, man, especially if you can get the people that think they votes don't count to vote for you, I definitely think you have a opportunity to make your dream come true. I believe that people thinking has to change. If Chicago have everybody in Chicago, every person, every able person needs to believe in themselves and look themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, what can I do for Chicago to help Chicago better? Because like you said, everybody that's in this bubble is affected by this bubble. If you live in a low income community, you might be a good people. You might just be a working class citizen. You want to see your kids grow up, and your kids go outside, and they're affected by, senseless violence.
Right.
Illegal gun into a person's hand that probably got a mental illness that don't get addressed enough in the lower income community. I mean, low income communities. Like these kids going to these schools and shoot it up, and the media instantly says, "Oh, they had mental health problems." But the kid that just went and shot little Mike, he got a mental health problem too. Anytime you shoot somebody with the same, you shoot another human being, that's a problem, right? That's a mental health problem. Something in your brain didn't click that I shouldn't be doing this.
Right. Because you had enough time to think about
it. And did you even think? What I mean? So, a question before we let you go. What do you plan to do? What's your plans to do with mental health institutions?
Well, first, let's go back a quick second. Mental health, we have to find the facilities first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
So my thinking is to start to decide to consolidate certain entities within the city,
Mm-hmm.
which will free up other entities, which then we can utilize for something else. So if we start to consolidate certain things, that frees up some taxpayer money, and we can start utilizing that extra money for other things. Like what I want to do with the schools is, one, I'm going to ask a lot of the millionaires to contribute. You know, you're saying that our school systems are bad. You're saying this, our children are doing this. They have no resources to do anything. Step up, help us establish that take. So my plan is to consolidate the school system where there's a complex, almost like a college campus. This is my thinking. And so what happens is between kindergarten and sixth grade, you learn your basics. From seventh to eighth grade, you start deciding what kind of career you want. And then you'll go out, that seventh to eighth grade, you'll go out and then you'll meet with different entities in the workforce to find out where you want to go. Then the high school credit hours is all geared towards on-hand training with different types of job training. Whatever you'll decide to do, if you want to be that nurse, you want to be that doctor, you have that facility within that, and it's secure. Only people getting in is the children and their mothers or their parents that's supposed to be there. By establishing the ID where the mother or the father's picture is on that ID along with that child, keeping them safe. It's all here, brother. It's just about me getting it to fruition.
Exactly.
And my other thought is too, in order for us to start getting the kids back to a normal state, is I want to do a yearly family reunion where no matter where you're from across the country, Chicago will host a family reunion. It's like, what's it, the TikTok, what do you call that? The TikTok where you're challenging each other, the TikTok challenge.
The family reunion challenge.
We're going to have a family reunion challenge.
That would be dope.
Which will bring the families back together. And then you start to be able to mingle with other people. And
Network.
then we'll get those elderly people that have the knowledge of what actually, how they actually got here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We get those elderlies to have a conversation where the kids are listening to this.
Yeah,
So
that sounds like a great idea.
the ideas that I want to do, to better this city, because the problem with the city and the problem with everything right now is fear. People are afraid. They're afraid of change, and then they got their egos into it.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take away that fear and that ego in order to better the city, in order to better our neighborhoods, in order to better that street corner. And that's where I want to go with it, brothers. That's exactly where I want to go with it.
Yeah, I 100% agree for sure. But it was nice having you on, Steven, man. We wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate you coming through, Mr.
Man,
Hodge.
I appreciate you
for
guys
your
having me
time.
on.
Hodge, a write-in candidate, everybody.
Hey, can you, before you leave, give people your contact information, and where they can go,
where they can find
you, all your information?
There's a YouTube video out now that I'm speaking about the race, and there's another one that's soon to be coming out. I have a Facebook group also that's out there. But then you have my cell, which is 312-609-9805, and my email address where you can send emails to, which is Hodge, HODGE STEPHEN at 601@gmail.com.
Thank you, Steven.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Steve, man. Best of luck
appreciate
to
you
you,
guys.
brother.
Thanks,
Good luck,
guys.
brother.
Take care.
Have a
Yes,
good one.
sir.
Bye.
That's another one.
That one
Yeah,
was
man,
Stephen
that's
Hodge, everybody.
Steven Hodge.
Right
Go for the
in
brother.
mayor.
Sir.
Yeah, Sirski, future mayor, future Chicago mayor.
Man, make
It's
that.
time to get beanhead ass girl up out of there. What's her name? Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, Lil Fro ass.
Lightfoot, little
Lori
foot,
ain't did shit for the city.
little shoe, big suit.
Ain't did shit for the city, bro. But no, man.